And we are live. Peace and life, power family. Welcome to another episode of Do Knowledge Radio. Place where knowledge is born. This is your host. Yo. Okay. And we got in the building. You understand what I'm saying? We got some legacy makers, some generational curse breakers up in here on the platform today. We got the Black Hollywood Squares in the building today. You understand what I'm saying? We about to get busy. We got a lot of energy. We got a lot of excitement. We got a mastermind in the building with us. Jimmy in the building. You understand? He about to break it down. And we got Florida's own up in here. Okay, Lady Legacy, aka Toya Tubman,
Mm,
aka Smack You, back smack you into generational wealth and smack the generational curses out of you with her right
mm,
hand and
that's
up
right.
you with her left hand. You understand what I'm saying? So we got it. It's going down. Welcome to the show. How y'all feeling today? What's happening?
Thank you for that awesome intro.
Right. I feel
Cool.
like I'm an action lady now. Thank you for that energy. Thank you for the opportunity to be on the platform. And thank you for seeing it fit to have us on to have this conversation.
All right. Okay. So
So
let's start with the introduction. Y'all take a few minutes to introduce yourself. You see what I'm saying? Better than I did. I did all right. You know what I'm saying? But you know, let's get to the meat.
hey, the legacy first, Lady Legacy.
Yes, as the queen on the platform right now, I appreciate going first. Thank you. My name is Miss Latoya Byrd, and I'm excited to be here. I've come a long way to talk about legacy. Been through a whole lot of different things that many of you can probably connect with. And finding my way to entrepreneurship was like the bomb. So, Lady Legacy, that whole name is just centered around being the chosen one in your family. I know you the one in your family. You the one to solve the problems. You the one they go to for money. You the one, right? And so why not embody that and just own it? Don't complain about it. Be the lady legacy in your family. So that's the story behind the name. Come from an education background and ended up, figuring out that teachers are actually broke, especially in Florida, and ended up wanting to find out about money. And in that process and that whole transformation, ended up, finding out about PHP Agency, financial services marketing firm. And that's how I ended up here. Ran into Jimmy a few years back when I was going through a physical transformation, and now I'm going through a financial transformation. So that's a little bit about me.
Cool. So with me, I used to be a jazz musician. I used to play jazz saxophone, always in South Florida. From there, became a sound engineer. Shoot, man, I've engineered from jazz to country to rock and roll to
Oh,
plays to um, debating platforms. Like we did a presidential debate, did a presidential speech. Well, not presidential. It was Michelle Obama. Um, so I got to meet a lot of people doing that. Then dabbled in some real estate, dabbled in commodities, and then day trading. And so now I'm in with PHP doing uh, generational wealth protection, pretty much, or as most would know it as life insurance, right? Life insurance and retirement protection. So the what I'm learning here kind of helped me sum up my whole journey in the sense of there's a lot of ways we can go with things, but there's always there's many things to build the one thing. And like currently right now I feel pretty good about this because this feels like a good foundation to start to build on top of. So that's me, man, from musician to real estate, commodities trading, to now financial services. That's the short of it.
So how did you find your way into this particular, for both of y'all, how did y'all find your way into this particular lane? You ain't just wake up one day and say, hey, I want to sell insurance. You see what I'm saying? I believe it was Art Williams that said insurance is something that you have to sell. You understand what I'm saying? Like you have to sell it. You understand? Because we don't even want to contemplate, a life without us in it. You see what I'm saying? Or leaving anything behind. So, what was the decision maker? What was, that moment where you like, okay, I want to do this thing?
Oh man, for me, I didn't want to do it. I was like, this again, network marketing again, like what? But I was at a crossroads. So I'm at the schoolhouse, looking at the paychecks, like, okay, this isn't gonna work. And I'm like, am I going to get another job that is also not going to work? So I'm gonna have two jobs taking up my time that's still not going to be enough. Am I going to go back to school? Oh, student loans, I'm not going back to school. Looking at different options, and I'm like, man, I prayed for something. This is what came. Let's dive in, because this is going to force me to learn about money. It's going to force me to learn all the things I wish I knew when I was 18, entering into college. So for me, it came at a perfect time. And I used to have a community magazine, and I do a lot of networking, and a lot of people in the community know me. So I happened to be at another school, and the principal is my homie. His name is Lance. And he was like, you know what? I want you to meet someone. You put me in a mindset of him. You ambitious, you outgoing. I want you to connect with this gentleman. And I ended up having a meeting with Mr. Richard Altima the very next day, and he comes to meet with me, but he brings someone. And that kind of threw me off, right? And this dude was Nigerian. And so in my head, unfortunately, I'm thinking scammer, right? That's just being honest. And I was like, what is going on? But despite my prejudices and my apprehensions, I said, you know what, let me listen to what this is all about. And as I was listening, my spirit is telling me, yeah, this is what you need. And I knew I was going to get involved, but I wouldn't move right then on the spot, just because being stubborn, like, nah, I ain't doing nothing right now, but I know I need to do something right now. And I went home, pondered on it, and just took the first step that they told me to take, which was I made a list of contacts, and they said you need to do 25. I think I did like 35 or something. And I realized, I was like, okay, this is it. This is my last network marketing, straw in my head. This is all the things that I'm saying. And I ended up getting started with PHP Agency, which stands for People Helping People. So I was really down with everything that I was hearing, everything that the company stood for. And so it was in alignment. So I was Lady Legacy and Toya Tubman before PHP, you feel me? But it was nice to find something that's in alignment with what your goals are already set for. You know what I mean? And what you're going after. So for me, it was saying that, okay, even though I don't want to do this, this is in alignment. Even though I don't want to do this, what are my options? And so I was kind of backed into a corner where I had to choose, going back to school, which I couldn't afford, getting another job, which I couldn't afford on a time level. And I said, let me go straight forward with this opportunity. That's it.
So with me, it was LaToya. So pretty much, a good friend of ours, right? Dr. Inky, we would bring him down to do lectures because he had helped my mom with he was helping my mom with the cancer situation, right? So we did a few lectures, and then that's how I met LaToya, because she came to the lecture. So me, I was just chilling at that time. I was day trading, and I actually remember the call. I was actually in the park doing pull-ups, and then she called me. She's like, "Hey, I have this thing I want you to check out." so on and so forth. I was like, yeah, cool. And I ain't gonna front, I ignored her, right? So I ignored her, and then about a month later, I finally went in, and then when I went in, the brother name was Jamil. Jamil went, and then he gave me the presentation. I was just like, oh snap, okay, this is cool. One of the things that piqued my interest was growing money tax free and using it tax free without having to worry about it. I was like, all right, cool. And then he was also talking about ownership in the company, right? Actually owning a piece of company. I was just like, oh shoot, that's flat. So from there, everything just made sense because I went from, so again, jazz musician. Well, I didn't mention this part, but jazz musician, real estate, commodities. So I also, between the commodities and day trading, in between there, I had a song go #1 in the UK, right? It was a dance song or EDM. So from there, I learned like, okay, cool. It's cool to have a #1, but believe it or not, you got to have a lot of money to support that #1, right? So I was just like, look, this is not making financial sense right now. It's cool to have it, but you know, hey man, it is what it is. I need to go take whatever money I'm getting and make more on it, and then maybe later we'll pursue that. So day trading was going on. That was real cool. You know, with day trading, it's up and down, right? So let me see. Within that month that I had delay her, somewhere in between there, I had lose like 9,500 in one trade. I took a long walk, right? I took a long walk. And the beautiful thing is I had like the park was right behind my house. So it was like, it took a long walk. And then about a week later, that's when I was like, okay, cool, let me go in. And then so yeah, I go in, they school me on these products, and I was just like, oh snap. I always thought of life insurance as death. Like that's it. You die, people get the money, and but I didn't know there was an actual use for it while being here. And then after learning that, I was like, all right, this makes sense. And then I was like, if I don't know this, I know there's a bunch of other people that don't know this. And because I'm one, like I'm always looking for information, always looking for information, always looking for information. And then the fact that that was there and I didn't know it, I felt some type of way. So, and me feeling some type of way, I was like, nah, more people like us need to know about it. And then I've been here ever since, man. The leadership is good. They put us on a lot of game, and we just here to share. It's been that.
So let's break down the game, and then I'll save my other questions, for the end.
Okay.
Give us the game.
Oh,
Give us
but wait.
us three.
Before we drop the game, so Jimmy, you was dissing me for like a whole month.
Like stuff happened. So like,
Get
it was. So you have to understand the conversation. Like when she called me, she's like, "Hey, because you said I'm doing this thing." So I'm just like, "All right, cool." And then I'm here like I'm like, "Yo, I'm trading." I'm like, "Yo, please." And I was going out of town too, so I was like, "Man, I'm trading." Like, man, okay, yeah, cool, yeah, we good.
And
right,
I was doing pull-ups in the park. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know better than to call me
interrupting, and
with have information while I'm doing my pull-ups in the park. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And the opportunity was pulling up, but that's
opportunity was pulling up.
Nice,
man.
Yeah,
man. Okay, Latoya Tubman in the building.
I
She
mean,
was about to shoot you. She gave you a chance. She was about to shoot you. You know what I'm saying? About to shoot you.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So so for me, it was. So you got to understand, right? This actually goes into the conversation because a lot of times when people meet you one way, that's the only way they perceive you. So for me, subconsciously, that's what it was. It was like, no, man, you came to some of the lectures I threw. Like, what are you talking about? Financial? I don't know you for doing that. You get what I'm saying?
I know what it was. Knowledge born a lot. I know what it was.
Well,
I know what it was.
Break it down.
Cause this brother is mad smart. He just revealed. He said he felt some type of way that he didn't know this information, and that I knew it. But I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave that alone. No, but real talk. The way we do building in network marketing, it's a numbers game, and I'm like, man, I haven't talked to this brother in so long, and when we do talk, it's all about some vegan stuff, which he is a dedicated militant vegan, and I'm a vegan on Instagram mostly. So.
Hey, room for everybody.
And so he's right. Like, I'm
I'm a
calling
vegan
you.
on the weekend. Okay,
You
so
serious?
on the weekend, you know what I'm saying.
That's right.
I'm a reserve vegan. 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks out the year. You know what I'm saying.
Right.
That's what's up. So that's kind of how we vibed and we connected. And I had a lot of respect and love for his mom, her being such a woman of resilience and a fighter and a survivor. And so for us to talk about something outside of that and me not even give him like something to chew on, just me telling him, hey, I just started something. I want you to take a look at it. You available? Like, I'm really straight up, straightforward. You available or you not? So I think I followed up one more time. He was like, no, yeah. Because I didn't think that he would come. But for me, it was, hey, I called this person and they said they would come. So like, I'm generating my activities. So when he said he came on board, I was like, Jimmy, for real?
So now the crazy part is, because when you called me, then someone else called me, then Jamil had called me. Right now, I was like, all right, why this dude called me? So I ain't gonna even front, like, I had the flash on me. So I was just like, okay, cool, I'll go, whatever. I don't care. Like, I'll show up.
I'm sorry, what's the flash?
Yeah,
What's the flash?
I didn't like I trust you, but I didn't know you for that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
But what's the flash? What is the flash?
Hey, I'm a believer in the Second Amendment. So
So you was Harriet Tubman, like toting.
Hey.
Okay. You was Tubman toting. Okay.
So when I went in, I was like, oh, okay.
Not just vegetables, okay? Not
I know,
just vegetables, okay? He had some other tools with him in his arsenal.
Right.
Okay.
I was just like, okay, cool. I feel
And
safe.
man, if I can, before we go to the next part, if I can, knowledge born Allah, I have to say I'm grateful, blessed, and honored that happened, because he's like my shooter. He's literally like my shooter. He's the number one person on my team. I can call him at 3 a.m. We work well together. So I count it as a blessing and an honor to work with the brother. So
Likewise.
mhm.
So like the game that got me right. It was the specific product is called Index Universal Life, where yes, you have your death benefit, but you can also build a savings account that gets compound interest way more than you get at the bank in a savings account or in a CD or any money market account. But as it grows, everything is tax free, and I'm like, dog, you have to pay taxes on something. And it was like, nah, you don't. So fast forward, you come to realize and learn that like the Vanderbilt family, same thing. Rockefeller family with over 260 descendants, all the same thing. And then you begin to think, he's like, okay, cool. As a people, we always, everybody has ideas on what's best for the people, right? What's best? Oh no, like the Moors. Hey, you can't call yourself black because black means death. You're not alive, and a minority can't make a decision. So you shouldn't be a minority. And then like everybody has these ideas, which good, bad, wrong, right? For me, it's not. I think you just need enough of everything, and then you build from there, right? So I don't think one thing is right. I think it's a pot of gumbo, right?
Vegan gumbo.
Gumbo thing. It's not a vegan gumbo. It's not one specific thing that's going to save us all. You know what I'm saying? So, but then it goes to show, like what I learned, I was just like, okay, cool. If I didn't know this, and these families have been using this for centuries, what the hell are we doing? Like, what are we waiting on, and what are we doing? So we could say, oh man, we could talk about oppression as much as we want, but the fact is, are we allowed to do these same things? Yes. Will they be to the same level? Probably not at the beginning, but eventually it could get there. You know what I'm saying? So when we talk about intergenerational wealth, that's boom. I get it, and then I teach my seed about it while I'm still here, right? My seed understands it. So when I move on, when I transition, my seed will know what to do, and then his seed, and it keeps proceeding, right? Proceed. Wow.
There you go.
I thought about the Jay-Z line, my seed, your seed, but the
Well,
point
I
is,
mean, Wu-Tang says that too. My
Yeah,
seed will
Wu-Tang
marry
said-
your seed. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Wu-Tang said it better.
so if we all understood this at the very basic level of, let's say I had a million, right? I'm covered for $1 million. Boom, I have a daughter, a son. They have some insurance, then I pass on. They're going to get that $1 million tax free. But instead of using that whole $1 million, let's say they just take 100 grand and they put that 900 back into a policy. When they pass on, now it's going to be, and they take out $1 million on themselves. When they pass on, they're going to pass on at least bare minimum 1.9 million, right? But it all started with my $1 million, and then so on and so forth. Then when the grandkid passed on, it'll be 2.9 million and 3.9 million. But that's just a very basic level. I could start it off with just creating a trust for the family, right? I create a trust, but instead of taking out $1 million, I'll do $1.2 million in life insurance. When I transition, 200,000 they can take tax free, but that other $1 million will go to a family trust, which is what the Vanderbilts and the Rockefellers do. That family trust will have $1 million sitting in there, and then as my kid, they get insurance, they will dedicate another $1 million to the family trust. And then the beautiful part is, every time they need money, they don't need to go nowhere to borrow the money. They can just go to the trust, borrow the money from the trust, and put it right back in the trust, tax free. Like little things like that. I sit back and I'm like, wow, man, like we could really build something to the point where, and it's not even tricky. It's just like,
It's
yeah,
savvy.
a bunch of real estate. We can buy a bunch of real estate, but one thing for sure about real estate, you're gonna owe them taxes. They don't care. So that's one way. A lot of real estate gets taken from people, even though it's owned outright. You might not keep up with the taxes. Somebody buy the tax lien, and then you're not paying the tax lien, and they could actually foreclose on you for like pennies on a dollar. But because you felt that the property was bought outright, you're not paying attention to the taxes. Maybe you're not working, so maybe you don't have enough cash to cover that tax lien. But then, boom, they foreclose on you. Now the property's gone.
Now the asset is no longer protected. And Jimmy,
nobody foreclosing on life insurance because you can't foreclose on it. Tax free, probate free, you name it, man. So
in regards to it's obvious that you see like you said your solution. You see that this is one way that can contribute to the solution for our community. How do you feel a family should get started, or what do they need to do to clean up to get to the step where they can go ahead and put these types of things in place?
Well, first is find out what you could afford, right? So again, the beautiful thing is there's no need for you to go, like, if you could afford $1 million policy, obviously go for it. But if you can't, it's like, all right, cool, get whatever you could afford. I think we do a disservice to each other where we only think of it as death because if you only think of it as death, you're gonna be like, all right, cool, let me get 10,000. Let me get 15,000 just so I can get buried. Yeah, but what about the family though? You can give them a head start.
Well, I mean, in defense of, this sounds really weird, but in defense of someone who may have a limiting mindset about money, they can't think outside of that. So even in death, they have a limiting belief about money. And that's so deep. That's crazy. So that's why they don't see it fit or necessary. If they weren't able to do it while they're alive, how in the world can they do it in their death, in their passing, in their transition? So that's why they don't value it. So for all of you all that are listening out there, that how could I say, culturally, talking about life insurance and death is very taboo. A lot of people don't like to touch it. If you Haitian, they say, "Why are you trying to kill me?" I got that from Haitians. I got that from Asians. I got that from Cubans and Puerto Ricans. So it's everywhere. People are not wanting to talk about it, right? But if you guys have somebody in your family that doesn't want to talk about it, that's the person that you're going to be doing the GoFundMe for. And we want to avoid some of the financial immaturities that have turned into cultural norms. We breaking that. That's a cute way of saying generational curse, right? So we're definitely looking to encourage everybody to embrace estate planning at an all-time high, and do it because your family is valuable. Do it because you know you're valuable. Do it because you have an elevated mindset. Do it because it's more than you, it's bigger than you. Do it because there's generations to come. Do it because, years ago, centuries ago, kings and queens, when we were kings and queens, they did it for us. But somewhere along the line, you had different things that came up. So 2020, if 2020 has taught us anything, it has taught us that tragedy and turmoil should break away all limiting beliefs and create a warrior in you. Because right now I know many of you are surviving. Many of you are also thriving because this is a perfect time to go from zero to a hero. How? Everybody's into business now. Nobody's worrying about the job, right? So take pride in your family, take pride in your legacy, take pride in your name, take pride in what you stand for, because this tool, some people may see it as, a knife, right? Like, let's say it's a knife or a hammer, but it's actually a Swiss Army knife. And if you get really good with understanding how to use these tools, not just life insurance, but also annuities, if you get a hold of it, it becomes a toy. It becomes something fun. And I know y'all seen the memes out there with a whole bunch of white older men laughing, and it's like jokes on them. I don't know if you've seen that, Jimmy. It's like, right. So
give them history on the annuities with who is it? Franklin?
Ben, yes.
Franklin. Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna let you share that. So while they're laughing and giggling because they figured out how to turn it into a sport. So generational wealth becomes a sport versus a responsibility, a burden, another bill. What? Right. So I want you to embrace the fact that, man, now I'm having fun with this. Now, as soon as I find out somebody's pregnant, $1 million for sure. Everybody got $1 million. And the reason what's even bigger than that, it's not about when you just passing away. The new life insurance gives you access to the money while you're living.
Right.
So
Oh, good.
to go ahead, because you know I'm about to
No,
get into it.
yeah, no. I mean, let's get into it. So, with the having access to it while you're living is so deep because I remember doing a lecture for one of the natural healers here in South Florida. His name is Barbara Pearson.
Oh, what's
And
up, Barbara?
yeah, right. So at his event, I was telling him like, so boom, let's say boom, you get. Let's stop using a million. Let's say you get $100,000, right? So you cover for $100,000, but then something happened. They say, "Oh man, you have this critical illness. You got cancer. You got your what is it? Stage 2 diabetes. Whatever. You're about to go." These policies now allow you to access up to 70% of that. So what does that mean? When you access up to 70%, they don't even tell you what to do with the money. They're like, "Oh man, shoot, you sick? Dang, that sucks. All right, well, here's $70,000. Do what you please. You can either pay for surgery the normal way, or what I suggested at the event was you go to a Barbara Pearson, right? You go to Barbara Pearson. Shoot, you hit up Dr. Inky. You hit up KT the art degree. Why? Because now you have those funds to get the products. And it's not a hey, can you help me out? Now it's like, yo, can you help me out? Okay, how much do you need? Because as a matter of fact, if you ask, oh man. So if you when I got in contact with Inky, what impressed me about him was he was trying to teach me the game. And I was just like, no, just take my money. Just take the money and send the products that we need, man. Like, I don't want to know nothing. I don't want to. And he was like, nah, man, you got to learn it. You got to learn. You got to learn. And it was like, okay, cool. But the point is, what if I didn't have the bread though? You know what I'm saying? And the thing is to also, I understand that everybody is not in the situation that I'm in or that I was in when it's like, okay, look, hey man, how much it is? How much it is? When I'm just worried about the bottom line, that's not everybody's situation. However, if you have a policy in place, that becomes your situation because they're going to write you that check and they don't tell you how to spend the check.
Absolutely. That's deep.
Like, they don't tell you how to spend the check. So then now we go into building the community, right? So now you have this policy, and guess what? You're reinvesting into a Black business, into Barbara Pearson, into Dr. Inky, into KT, the arts degree. You're reinvesting right back. Why? Because usually our dollars go from us to somebody else. But now, boom, they write you that check. You get to reinvest it to get your healing and then do whatever. Because you know it ain't going to cost no 70 grand. So,
can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What made you say let's stop using $1 million?
The math was easier in my head, does it? I know you just added 0, but in my head, it's just the math is easier.
The reason why I'm making that a point is
look, I'll give you an example because there's an example where a gentleman he took out a $1 million policy. He got diagnosed with prostate cancer. They cut him a check for $735,000. And then instead of getting surgery, instead of doing all that shit, instead of doing all that, he went and traveled the world with his wife for 3 years.
My point.
Yeah, $735,000. Of course.
My point.
He didn't care about
my point.
Yes, $1 million. My fault.
So
but I just numbers that you just added.
So that's the point that I wanted to point out, that should be the new standard. Look, many people are out here saying Black Lives Matter. Do they really do they really matter to you? I mean, forget the quote unquote that movement and whatever that is. But if your family's lives matter, you need a minimum of $1 million. Because if you can get access to the money in the event of a major medical situation, critical, terminal, chronic illness, first of all, We should have been had this for Big Mama who got sick, who had a stroke, who had a heart attack. We should have been had this in place for whoever had the prostate cancer. We should have. So this is why they want to do the vaccines first with our community.
Yeah.
So, but look, I hope y'all getting this. Like, that's how big this is. Us setting a standard of $1 million per person, and you could do that with a term policy. You can do that with a return of premium policy. That means you get your money back at the end of a certain amount of years. Or if you big balling, you can do that with the IUL, the Index Universal Life. And by the way, when I say people have mastered this and turned this into a sport, people have multiple types of policies. I have a term and a permanent.
Right.
And people have more than one. People have 4, 5, and 6 because they understand that money is to, how can I put it? I don't want to say played with, but money is to be multiplied. And as many ways as you think you can get, it can get to you, it can. So imagine, Mr. Floyd having $1 million policy. Imagine Sandra Bland. Imagine these people who have been martyrs for us, right? Imagine that going back into their family. Imagine what kind of foundation they would have had. Imagine what kind of school they would have had. Imagine what we can do when we know how to generate income from life insurance, from annuities, from investing, And so I want to move. Go ahead.
Before you go to, it's deep that you say that, right? So, I mean, I know, like, for example, the George Floyd, because of the hype and everything that happened, they did a GoFundMe, like one of the successful GoFundMes, right? They raised like, I think it's like 14 million. So
wow,
cool. But check this. Respectfully, if you're protesting without insurance,
come on, talk about it.
You have to kind of rethink your position in life, and in a sense of, if something would have happened to you, and I'm saying this in the sense that you were really just protesting, but okay, then the whole, the subverters come out, the Antifa or whatever, and they start rioting. If something happened to you in that riot, I doubt you're going to get 14 million in the GoFundMe. I already show you'll barely get 5,000 on the GoFundMe. So if you're protesting without insurance, it makes no sense.
Okay, so you want me to add salt to that? I'm going to add Himalayan sea salt. No, I'm gonna do the black salt. Let me do that. So that same theoretical person that's out there protesting, that same person that's putting their life in danger, or somebody down for the cause, right? You're fighting for justice. You're fighting for, you're fighting and representing for someone who has lost their life wrongfully, right? And that person may not be covered. You're not covered. Like, it's a perpetuating silent message, kind of like an underlying message that say our life doesn't matter to us. Mm-hmm. And that's crazy.
So here's a deeper too, right? So now let's say all those people had $1 million policies. You had your George Floyd, your Sandra Bland, Brown, the other brother got choked, Trayvon Martin, all these people. Let's say they all had $1 million, or let's say everybody, police, did the wrong thing too. They each had $1 million. You know what happens to the police department? We all know, unless it's something major, right? Unless it's something major, when something happens, give it 2 months, everybody forgets, right? You be like, oh, what's the person that, like, I just did it, right? Like, I can't remember some of the names. Like, oh, what's that person's name again? What's that person's name again? But here's the difference when you have $1 million worth of insurance. That insurance company is going to be at the police department like, all right, fellas, what's going on here? Because they also insure them. So now, if you're becoming a liability to my business, why would I insure you? Because now you're a liability to my business. You're killing all these people that I got to pay out $1 million to. Now you're damaging
maybe that's what the real protests need to be about. Not only do you need to get fired, but no insurance companies need to insure your ass.
Right. But look, so let's say a police department costs an insurance company $10 million in 1 year. They're gonna be like, hey. By the way, those policies you guys have, null and void. That's it.
Whoa, this big. Like, I already want to like send a letter to some different carriers saying, like, what are you? I know where you stand on life, but where do you stand on your insured, the people you're insuring, if they're the ones murdering? Can we make their policy null and void?
Right. Because the issue becomes, right, you don't know who the murderer is until they do the murdering.
Right.
You don't know which officer is going to kill somebody.
So, I mean, this is a whole nother rabbit hole, but I like it though.
We're going down a deep rabbit hole.
But I like it though because that's a conversation worth having with some carriers. I know I think it was Red Pill that posted about New York Life insuring, slaves for slave owners, and of course who killed the people. They're being hung, they're being slain, all these different things, and you allowed to put insurance on me as a person, as a piece of property. Really? Y'all done with that? And so maybe we need to put some pressure on some of the carriers now who are providing life insurance services for some of these cops that are, murdering people in the community, in the streets. So boom, let's get back.
So this is one more slight detour, then we'll come back. So the interesting thing about that is, everybody worried about the police this, police that, but they don't realize it's really the state prosecutor, the DA, right? Because what happens is, yes, a police officer can do all this heinous act, right? But what happens is that the DA, they need those police officers because when they're making their cases on other cases, guess where they go? The police department. So the pressure needs to not only be on the police department, it needs to be on the state prosecutors, the district attorneys that actually handle business for the state. But yeah, back to insurance. It's a necessary tool, and I feel it's the foundation. Why? Because insurance is tax-free, which means you don't have to worry about Uncle Sam coming in, tapping on your pockets like, hey, one thing the rich avoid is death tax, right? They avoid as much of it as possible. What that means is, boom, I've been working, and I'm worth $10 million. I paid taxes on that $10 million. However, when I die and that money gets transferred via probate, right? So I got to pay probate, and I got to pay another, or my whoever it gets passed on to, my children, they have to pay another tax because the government's like, even though your father paid taxes on it, but you didn't pay tax yet. So they get taxed again on top of money that was already taxed, the death tax. How do they avoid that? Insurance again. So it's tax-free, probate-free. And if you get sued, nobody can actually touch it because it's a contract between you and the insurance company. So
can you talk a little bit about the O.J. Simpson and the probate?
Great example. So OJ had an annuity. So insurance and annuities, well, specific annuity, right? So index annuity is an annuity. Oh, yeah. So history of annuity. Benjamin Franklin, he put an annuity in place that funded the city of Boston and Philadelphia for over 200 years. The reason it stopped is because the commissioners wanted to just cash it out. Benjamin Franklin put something in place when he was alive for 2 cities that lasted 200 years.
Can you tell them what an annuity is?
Huh?
Can you tell them what an annuity is?
An annuity, pretty much by definition, paraphrasing, is a certain amount of funds that are set aside for a certain period of time that can pay you beyond life. So you have lifetime guarantees on it. So in essence, what that means is, let's say it was paying Benjamin. Okay, hey Benjamin, here's the money we owe you. Here's the money we owe you. He dies. Oh, you have beneficiaries. Oh, the city of Philadelphia, city of Boston. Okay, here's the money we was given Ben. Here's the money we was given Ben, over and over for 200 years. So it's a set of certain amount of money set aside, because the reason they set it aside, because they set it aside to gain all the interest compounding, and then they just start distributing on it. And
is it a
even
life insurance product?
It runs out, they keep paying it.
Okay, is it under the life insurance umbrella?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Under life. It's a life insurance product.
Okay, but it's more for retirement, because you can't.
More for retirement, exactly. So
Okay.
you set it aside for a period of time, which is when you're about to, when you want to retire.
Okay, so translation, guys, an annuity is a retirement instrument underneath the insurance umbrella. And you have access to it, right? At age 59 and a half?
Yeah, 59 and a half, 59 and a half, 65, whichever you could choose.
So it's a retirement savings, and it's a beautiful vehicle. And if Benjamin Franklin, by the way, read some books on him. Interesting dude. If we think about the historical Black colleges, if they would have started an annuity for the school, back when the schools got started, every graduating class could theoretically graduate debt free, literally, because the money inside of annuity is compounding and compounding year after year after year after year. So if year one you at 1, year 2 you at 2, year 3 you at 4, it's like, it is an explosive compounding feature that we need to like put into place. And so for some of you out there that are like, nah, I'ma just do real estate, I'ma just do this, you got to diversify the different ways you're growing your money.
Right.
A lot of times if you're dealing with anything that's attached to the market, you also attach to the ups and the downs. And so you want to build something, especially if you're building, and a lot of you are nation building, and you're building for your family. So you don't have any money to lose. Right now is 10 toes, 10 wallets down, right? To come up. And so we want you to be inspired to check out what an annuity can do for you and your family. You don't have to have a old 401k to get it started, but many people do. They started with their old 401ks, roll it out of the market into the indexed annuity, protect it so it won't lose any money, right? But some people, they don't have a big lump sum to start it, but you can start it with $100 a month.
Right.
And the reason why this is big as well is because people don't know that life insurance, you have to qualify for it. And many in our community, I mean, if you have a record, if you have suspended license, a couple other things, you will not be eligible for life insurance. So that's why it's important to get the life insurance on your children as soon as they're born. Why? You want to guarantee insurability. One, you don't know what's going to happen. We know what issues are on a rise and on a medical note in our community. Why wait till somebody get a diagnosis when you can just go ahead and do your estate planning, do your wealth planning, do your legacy planning right away. So to all the young kings and queens out there that just started their family, like, get with a wealth planner like myself and Jimmy, where we can actually show you how to create a money plan that lasts over 100 years, starting at 121 years, like literally. So these are real tangible things. I know this may not be a conversation that you've ever heard or ever heard it like this. I know many of you know people in Prime America. I know you know people in World Financial, all these other people, right? But you need to gain some knowledge for yourself so that you can make the best moves from this point forward. And with PHP Agency, all the services that we provide, they have the living benefits attached to it. So whether you had a term policy that only lasts 20, 30 years, you got the living benefits. That means you could put a medical claim into the life insurance policy, and they're going to determine based on your situation what check they're going to cut, right? Our return of premium has the living benefits, and also our, Rolls Royce, the IUL for life insurance, it has the living benefits. That's a game changer for our community. And do you know we can change the DNA of our bloodline when we're not stressed out about money, when we're not justifying why I'm going to go pop somebody across the head for something because I don't have it. When you have access to resources and money, you begin to shift all of that around and head in a different direction. And this is what we need for our community in light of changing what we eat. Many of us are in food deserts, and we choose, nachos, the pink juice, red juice, because it's where we're at. And it's because of the budget. But listen, I had a relative, she was supposed to get a policy with me. And yeah, $1 million term policy, simple policy. By the way, that's super affordable. Like, it's not even a big deal. And she missed the appointment a couple times. And then we just, I left it alone. After 3 times, I was like, man, I tried. And a few months after that, she was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer. And my heart dropped. And my heart dropped, not because she had cancer, but my heart dropped because I was like, by the way, Black women are resilient and strong and powerful. I'm like, she's going to beat the cancer. But it's the finance issue that made my heart drop, because she would have had access, up to 70% of $1 million policy. That's $700,000. So imagine that.
Oh, well, check this. I had a client. She got a policy for 400. Well, she applied for 410,000. And then they came back because they saw something with her thyroid. They was like, oh, we'll do 310. She's like, okay, cool, 310. $50 a month for 310,000. 2 months later, she go to the doctor. They're like, oh yeah, that's cancer.
Whoa.
Guess what she did? She's like, hey Jimmy, check this out. Because she was doing $50 a month. She was like, check this out. I just stopped the insurance and I just paid them 6 months in advance.
Wait, I don't say it again. She stopped the insurance?
She stopped the payment. She stopped the payment. She just paid them 6 months in advance. She's like, oh, okay. Now that she knows
So she stopped the insurance.
So she paid in advance. She paid 6 months in advance, so she don't have to worry about the monthly.
Right, but she canceled it?
No, she didn't cancel it. Let me not say stop. What she did, she stopped her payment method. She switched her payment method. Correction. Okay, yeah, my fault. So she went from monthly to like, oh shoot, this is real. Boom, we're gonna switch that. Let me just knock this out. Let me knock out 6 months, then I'll come back in 6 months again and knock it out like that.
Wow.
Because real things happen. So I never got a chance to say the OJ thing. So OJ had every time you hear pension, a good way to think about a pension is an annuity, right? So OJ, even though when they were suing him, they had sued him for like $100 million. Guess what he had? He had an annuity. Annuity are not subject to lawsuits. So yeah, they could sue him for the $100 million, but guess what? They couldn't touch the $100 million. And they're like, oh my God, we know he has some money. Look how he's living. Yeah, but you can't touch the money he has. living it up. And then, eventually he got, they booked him in Vegas. But still, even after Vegas, he comes out, still living it up on that annuity.
No, he comes out richer.
Right. Well, yeah, because they won't send
Guys, I think we're missing it. Think about okay, you guys know the crack era. Think about all the money that different people were saying, hey, hold this. I'm going to jail. Hold this. Hold what? That money went in their hand and to their needs, right? The person got their life together, in jail, right? They start reading all these books, working out. They come out ready to do things the right way, right? Because they're natural born leaders, and the money's not there. Can you imagine people being persecuted in our community, going to jail and then getting out of jail richer because they got these tools in place? Can you imagine? Oh my goodness. So, like I said, make money a sport, make it fun. And in regards to creating a legacy, our youth need to see us treating money like it's a sport, having fun, making money, having fun, allowing money to come into your home, flow into your home, and just educating yourself about it. I don't know where Mr. Knowledge is, but man.
Oh, well, let's talk about so part of this is also the opportunity, right? The fact is, the two of us, or even the three of us, aren't enough to spread the word. So the more people we have that could spread the word, obviously, the better it is for the community. So in essence, this is also a call, I guess you could say, to those of you that want to learn. We're here to help you learn it. And the beautiful thing about it is, even though what makes our this company different from others is that we can brand ourselves, right? Like, I haven't officially done it yet, but like, we didn't have to come on here and say PHP Agency, right? We can actually come on and say, like, I think the name I want for myself is going to be like Evergreen something. I don't know yet. But the point is, it allows you to brand yourself as a wealth architect, or someone that provides generational wealth services, life insurance, and retirement protection, right? Whereas other companies don't do that. You can only represent those companies, right? Or you have to know someone to get a certain thing done. No, here, none of that. And the fact is, we're one of the youngest company, well, the youngest company, and our agents are younger than the traditional industry, in the sense that the traditional industry, 55-year-old white males, us multicultural Haitians, actually, oh man. Right? So we have something in motion that will actually change the trajectory. So I know I'm talking in circles. I'm not even making full sentences right now, but
a little bit. You got it.
Okay. No, I don't want to like let it go, because then the competition be like, oh, this is what they're doing. But let's just put it like this. In South Florida, we have I'm of Haitian descent. But we have a lot of Haitian Americans, and also Haitians, right? Just in general. However, as we see in society today, there are two major languages, English and Spanish. Nothing wrong with that. Spanish, we have some of them that are that consider themselves brothers too, and then some of them don't. Cool. But the problem is, there's a distinct separation, in the sense of, especially here in South Florida, like, if you're Haitian, you actually have to do everything in English. Or, a lot of Haitians know Spanish too, because like my mom knew how to speak Spanish. So what we've been able to do is come up with something known as the Creole Crusade, which will give access to non-speaking non-English speaking Haitians to do the same thing. In other words, you get the training and you'll get everything you need, so you can also bring this into the Haitian community. But regardless of community, you can do this, of course. And that's just known as the Creole Crusade. So I said all that to say, this is a call to those of you that want to learn something new, that could use an extra income, and that don't mind being trained. And hey, you cool and you're coachable because you want to learn something and you want to help spread the message. And while you're doing it, obviously you're getting paid for it. Feel free to contact us. With me, you can just send me a text. Text me first before you call me. 754-200-1649, 754-200-1649, or get in contact with Knowledge or Lady Legacy. I'm not sure.
No, they all you. That's all you. That's all you.
Oh, okay. So yeah, just feel free to do that. But the thing is, we do need help, and if you can use an extra income, why not? Our mentors and teachers in this business, our highest, she's Black, Cuban. She's super mixed. She's mixed with everything. She's pretty much United Nations. She makes about this year to date, she's like 1.5 million for the year. So we're learning from the best and also giving the information the best way we know possible. So you'll be trained by the best. It's not like, you come aboard and then we leave you hanging. So because your success is ultimately our success, and that's why it's people helping people. And yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that. If I may chime in. So, wow. For those of you that are looking for an opportunity to make money in an essential industry from home right now during COVID, wow, we got what you need. And so because finances is an issue where we know we need more knowledge, you actually put yourself in a position where you get licensed in your state. You get licensed with whatever state you may be in. That's huge. That makes you a professional. And I told you some of the things that will disqualify you, but literally all you need to be is 18. 18 with a pretty good record, right? No probation, no, not even GED, not even high school diploma. And furthermore, your president said with the executive order about this whole thing with college degrees and what they may or may not, mount up to, it's time for us to add our own skills to the table. And so you should be having conversations with your family. Right now, nation building and family planning is the move for 2020. Think about it. You gonna send your kids back to school? Or you gonna tap into a homeschooling network? Or are you connecting with your family at a dinner table, figuring out how are we gonna come up? What are we gonna do? What can we do to build? What can we do to get this license under our belt? Okay, now I have this life insurance license. Now I'm getting into investing with real estate or flipping these houses. And some of you out there are making money. What are you doing with the money? Learn how to put it in the life insurance. It's safe. It's better than the bank with the interest. So boom, the whole point is you need to get the license. And many of you have several people in your household that you guys can start building an army with this. Literally, I call myself Lady Legacy. I'm the Harriet Tubman of financial services. Yeah, I'm taking you from a slave state, financial state, right, to a state of abundance, a state of financial freedom. And that's what we need. We need it right now. We needed this yesterday. We needed this, years ago, and we need to protect it so that Tulsa, that whole burn down thing won't happen. Can't happen, right? because our money stretch, our money strength is long. So yes, translation. I need you to be on the team. I need you to join Jimmy. Like I said, I'm really excited to be working with him. And we know that this is going to be beneficial to the community. It
Can I
was
say
something,
something?
yeah.
You kind of spark something. So for those of you in real estate, if you haven't heard of it, it's called this is also known as quote unquote infinite banking. So pretty much what happens is, boom, you flip a property, right? You wholesale a property, you get the funds, you put it in in an IUL, right? It has to be structured the right way, but you put it in the IUL, and then when you're ready to go purchase another property, you take it out the IUL to purchase that property, and then the whole cycle happens again, right? You sell the property, the funds you made, you return it back in. Why do they do that? Because the interest you're getting in an IUL, instead of leaving your money at the bank for 0.02%, 0.01%, in the IUL, you're getting 6% on it. 6%. And then you get to take that out tax-free. And then here's the beautiful part about it. When you go and you put that, oh man, I'm not a tax strategist. But when you go and you put that into the IUL, what winds up happening is anything in an IUL is not considered earned income, passive income, or portfolio income. That means it's tax-free. That means you don't have to report that. That means it's not, and it's funny how people call things loopholes. It's not a loophole. It's just the law.
Drop the mic.
Some people call it, in real estate, they call it infinite banking. It's the same thing we're talking about. So get at us, man. We got you. We'll help you.
I mean, is it time to go or something?
No, I think we could go until knowledge tells us.
Okay, so no, because now that the mic is passed back to me, yes.
Yeah.
So not only are we saying, yes, we're looking for agents right now. We're looking for people that want to work from home, and more importantly, we're looking for people who need these services, people who need this type of solution. Get into it. Look into it. This will be a great addition to whatever you're working on in regards to nation building. And I also would like to add that I'll give you a little company background, and then I'm gonna give you a small summary to wrap up like all that we do. All right, so we're 10 years old. Our CEO is Patrick Bet-David, an Iranian who had he's a refugee from Iran, had to come here and started this company, went into the military, did all these things, and he saw that minorities don't have the type of access to the American dream that is sold out there to the masses. He realized that the American dream is something you build. It's something that you build, and free enterprise and capitalism has something to do with it. And so him creating this company and him having a passion for minorities, he wants to make the most minority millionaires out of this company. That's why I can get down with it, because it's already in alignment with me wanting to see our communities do better and be better. So we are a multi-billion, that's a heavy B right there. Okay, multi-billion-dollar platform. And we didn't hit multi-billion at year 10. This happened like around year 8. So we're like industry disruptors. We're doing things that is so compellingly different from our forefathers in financial industry, financial business. And that's why all eyes are on PHP. By the way, he loved Tupac. Okay, that's why all eyes are on PHP, because you had Kobe at our last event, you had Kevin Hart at our event. We're doing things differently because we know we need to reach millennials. We know we need to reach women. We know we need to reach young men. We know we need to reach across the cultural lines, because cash is king across cultural lines, baby. How much money you got? So he knows that if our cultures, our communities really know about money, we won't have the injustices that we have. We won't have the generational curses that we have. So I really dig him. You guys look him up, Patrick Bet David, BET-David. He owns Valuetainment as well. The entrepreneur channel, top entrepreneur channel on YouTube. So that's to tell you a little bit about the company's background. And we're doing amazing things. And that Creole Crusade, if you're a Haitian business owner or you know a Haitian business owner, we're making a push, because right now the company is so young, we can pioneer in this particular lane. And we're creating materials in Creole, translating them in Creole so that we can make a representation for the free nation of, the free Black nation of Haiti in the company. So let's make something happen. So as I wrap up and close, I'll share this with you. During COVID and the market being down, there are so many people that are losing money in their 401k. Some people have lost hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? And in PHP, we're able to help people stop their financial hemorrhaging. So we're able to roll their money over out of the market and into an indexed annuity, like you heard today, right? And that indexed annuity will protect your retirement savings. It will also give it that doubling and compound interest effect. Every 7 to 10 years, you can see that money, that lump sum of money double, right? And you can even structure it to where it pays you lifetime payout. What? Lifetime payout. So little mama don't have to be at Walmart if she doesn't want to. Okay. And there's more to it, but in a nutshell, because of COVID-19 and the market crash, people are looking for us to save their retirement. And you make a lot of money doing it. Recently, our business coach, Mr. Richard Altima, just helped somebody who lost $300,000 in 3 weeks. They lost $300,000 in 3 weeks. They had a remaining $700,000. Rolled that thing over into an index annuity. Commission well over $42,000. About $42,000, right? For one client. That's the kind of money that's out there right now when you are licensed. So that's what we do on one side of the coin. On the other side of the coin, because of COVID-19/Corona, right? More people are concerned with their health. More people are thinking about their family. More people want, they want living benefits. They want to make sure that they can have the type of life insurance they can use while they're living, because God forbid they go through some major medical issues and conditions with COVID. They already out of work, market already down. It's a lot of shots coming. So why not put yourself in a position where you have access to big money in the event that something happens, especially during this pandemic? And so people are knocking our door down who want the life insurance. And don't worry, it's affordable. It's something that that you can actually put in place. And so that's what we do on the life insurance side. So on one side, we're insuring your retirement through the indexed annuities. On the other side, we are definitely providing, that Swiss Army knife type of approach when it comes to life insurance, and showing you that living benefits is what it is. And a little cherry on top, we help people get out of student loan debt, credit card debt, and medical debt. And that's what we do as far as our services. Now, in regards to making that money, I mean, you can look at a simple policy, and Jimmy, help me out with my math. Let's say somebody is paying $100 a month, right? For, I don't know, 500,000, 600, maybe $1 million of life insurance. How do we get paid? You take that monthly premium that they're paying, $100 times 12, that equals $1,200. You're going to multiply that by your commission level, and I'm at a 60%. So I'll be walking away with a nice chunk of change, around $800 for helping one person.
Right.
So
I got a surprise for you.
Okay.
Are y'all ready or not?
Hold.
Yeah.
Let me get ready. Let me get ready.
I had to check y'all references. You understand what I'm saying? Like, people don't just throw my brother's names around and stuff like that. I'm gonna go check you out. I'm gonna go do my Googles in my Fredro Star voice. Do your Googles. You understand what I'm saying? So let me show y'all what this is. Since we was talking about generational wealth and health, we got a mastermind surprise right here, real quick. So let's welcome a mastermind who equips us with the tools for wellness. Okay. So in the midst of everything that's going on, we like they call it the pandemic. We really got the pandemic suppressor right here. You understand what I'm saying? So let me welcome to the show and to the platform my brother Dr. Inky.
Oh,
boom! It happened just like that. Okay, just like that.
He sent me the flyer. He like, yo, you know these people? I was like, hell yeah. How you know them?
That's what's up.
Wow.
I got missed.
Google's right here.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah. Good. I seen y'all going in, talking that shit.
Hey,
All
man.
day.
It is what it is. Hey, and like, so awesome knowledge, man. So again, I have to repeat this, right? You have a policy and you come down with something, and one thing Inky know I always say this. He's always on, yo, man, you gotta learn it, you gotta learn it, you gotta learn it. But the accountability on his end is, hey, go to the hospital, go get checked up, let them tell you what's wrong. So boom, they tell you what's wrong. Hey, you have prostate cancer. Hey, you have cancer. You go to the insurance company, they cut you a check. Guess who you come back to?
Absolutely.
Right.
Like it's not rocket science.
Yeah.
In this way.
Yeah. And I just came on to put the cosign on because a lot of times what happens is this. People get so enamored and caught up with what they see on the screen. There's people that works for the betterment and upliftment and all things righteous online in front of camera. But there's people that you would never hear about that's working behind the scenes, offline, off camera. And these are two people that I know that have been consistent with this shit for long over a decade. This is not a video for them. This is just a snapshot of what they're active with right now. This is just what they're doing right now. And Jimmy has been super consistent with this PHP shit for the longest. So this is not don't think that he's just signed up last week and then he trying to flip you some shit that he just signed up to last week that he don't understand the inner workings or woo. Like this is lifestyle. This is what it really is. And Jimmy be moving around with some heavyweights. You know what I'm saying? So he's humble. Yeah, see how he do that head movement? Like, see, he do that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? But he done hand walked me right into NFL players' houses. Like, oh yeah, this is my guy Ink. Ink, come on into his kitchen. And just go ahead and start throwing away things you don't think they should have. I'm like, nigga, we can't just throw away the shit in their kitchen. You're like, no, trust me, this is my man. Just go ahead and get rid of the shit. Just let them know what not to buy again and just go ahead and get rid of this shit. I'm like, yeah, okay. Then turn around, fast forward, Jimmy and the same guy is starting a football stadium in Las Vegas. See, Jimmy can't talk about that, but I'll come on and talk shit. Y'all know how I get down. So when y'all see the football stadium going up in Las Vegas, no, The Rock didn't do that. That wasn't The Rock, the wrestler. No, that wasn't some crazy far out of reach politicians. That was started by this nigga right here. Right? Wait, how do I do it? Like the point with the Brady Bunch. Like, yeah, there you go. You right there. That guy right there, him and his partner started the Las Vegas football stadium that's going to be for the Vegas Raiders, I believe.
Yeah.
So I want y'all to understand that you can think it, visualize it, see it, do it, achieve it real time. Jimmy don't have no motherfucking credentials that say he got no business making a goddamn football stadium nowhere, but yet it is there.
Wind up.
It is there.
It's who you know, man. It's who you know. Good associations, right?
Yeah. So there's other benefits to getting involved with what it is that he's bringing to the people, because it'll plug you in to a network of people that may be able to help you do some things that outside of the business that PHP presents. It will plug you into a network of people that will help you do the things that you're also doing, you know, outside of PHP. Just being able to network with people like Miss Byrd, Mr. Mitchell. Knowledge is everywhere. I just stopped fucking with knowledge on that level, because knowledge, I don't know knowledge for years, and I don't know if it's a game that he likes to play with folks or just a part of his personality, whatever it is, but knowledge knows almost everybody on earth, and he'll just sit back and just, you know, but knowledge is one phone call away from everybody on earth. So, you know, it really does come down to plugging into the right networks of folks, and, you know, teamwork making the dream work. So I just wanted to come on and just let folks know this is real shit. And throughout the coronavirus, see, I didn't see the whole show, so I don't even know if y'all went in. But a lot of the videos that people really thought was groundbreaking videos came through the PHP platform. What's the guy name?
Patrick David.
Yeah. A lot of this shit came through his platform. So this is a lot, you know. And I think you got to start flashing his face. Like, you got to start screen sharing so people can associate and be like, oh, wait a minute, I get to be a part of that with you right here with this.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't even now, as we're saying the name, there's people that's not gonna know the name. Matter of fact, let me share my screen and pull this shit up there. Or matter of fact, you on your screen, Jimmy, hit the bottom where it says share screen, and then put up the YouTube page, and then Knowledge could click share on it, and then we could see Homeboy. So people gonna be like, oh shit, this is what they talking about? Yeah, this is what we talking about. You get plugged in with folks and to put you where you need to be, because that's my mom used to tell me from the gate. If you hang out with 9 broke niggas, you're gonna be the 10th. It don't matter how smart you are individually, your associations is going. If you hang out with 9 jailbirds, you'll be the 10th. If you got to make sure that you create the associations for where you see yourself going in life. And I don't judge folks. If you want to be a dope boy and, you know, you looking forward to going to prison and all that type of shit, hey, I salute it. You know what I'm saying? Surround yourself with those folks and get that busy with that.
Decide to censor a person an idea or an issue. Does it give that person less credibility?
Pause it, Jimmy, so
that idea more credibility.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
You're sitting there.
So we don't have audio. There you go. Yeah. See, people need to see that, because a lot of the shit that came through with coronavirus that helped folks out, you know what I'm saying? He was putting a lot of that shit on his page. You know what I'm saying? A lot of shit that YouTube was deleting and censoring. And so people might not know valuetainment is PHP. You know, a lot of us, we have stronger memories for faces. We have stronger facial recognition than we do with names and branding. You know what I'm saying? That's why logo is so important. So people got to know, this is what you're getting involved in. This is what you're teaming up with. This is what you're tag teaming. This is the network of folks that you can tap into by joining up with Miss Byrd and Mr. Mitchell. You know what I'm saying? And it's a powerful thing. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason why I blew you up, Jim. I know that shit make Jimmy cringe. Jimmy is 1,000. That shit make him cringe. Like, damn, you done told niggas I got the football stadium. You on here telling people that you know how to connect them to money. Listen, you on here telling folks you know how to connect them to generational wealth. You cannot hide the fact that you're actually showing and proving and producing these things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this audience that you're speaking to, this audience has been lied to, scammed, led astray. They got niggas that's getting evicted out their house, telling them that they could get them rich with real estate plans and all kinds of bullshit. So you gotta show them. You gotta show them like, no. This is real shit. This ain't. I'm not just filling you up with bullshit. Like this is no. We did this. We did that, and you know, we involved in some litigation with these folks. But you know, the original blueprint, they can't take that away. They can't take away the original blueprint came from you two, and that serves as a marker. That serves as something that people can build on and say, damn. And
demonstrated evidence.
Man, demonstrated. And Jimmy, listen, I done been to Jimmy house 1,000 times, slept in his house, been down there with the family. Let me tell you, Jimmy is right from the hood. This not no silver spoon slick shit or no. This is right out the hood. You know, 2-3 blocks over, the things is getting let go. Like it's so you can come from anywhere. Where you start does not determine where you finish. Your mind is going to determine that. Your associations are going to determine that. The people you network with is going to determine that. And you have a very, very, very a very powerful opportunity to tap yourself in to powerful folks and use the PHP system as a vehicle to go from wherever you are now to where you want to be. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to come in and just add that little piece. I'm about to get out y'all way because y'all was doing y'all thing going the fuck in. You know what I'm saying? I heard Miss Byrd with her little health shit, dropping her shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? And that's how I met Miss Byrd on the health shit. We was down in Florida, and a lot of y'all remember when I put up the videos and I was like, damn, we damn near lived off of coconuts alone for a month. She was a part of that. We had barbecue coconut meat, curry coconut. We had all kind of like we was coconut the fuck out. But I learned a lot about the coconuts. I learned a lot about just living off the land in general in that time period. And she was instrumental in that journey because she was there every step of the way. We was literally picking food off the trees and getting it in. You know what I'm saying? Real time. You know what I'm saying? So when you go back and y'all see them videos back all the way back then.
Yeah, that was like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Inky, I have to mention, in regards to that journey and me connecting with you and Jimmy, that was because you helped me with my fibroid at the time.
Correct the mundo. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
80 pounds in 80 days.
Woo! That's come on, man. That's why I'm saying y'all got to get plugged in with these folks. These are not just people that y'all just, you know, I know y'all might be just meeting them, just getting exposed, but this is what they do. When the cameras go off, this not going to stop them. If y'all join up with them and be a part of the movement they're trying to create, that's not going to stop them. If y'all don't join them, that's not going to stop them. But it may stop you. So that's what you got to think about. Joining or not joining them is not going to stop them from doing what they're doing. But that decision may stop you. It may slow you down because as you're at home and you're wondering, damn, I wish I could be plugged in with the people to help me with this. Or where can I find the people that can help me with that? Or how do I raise money to do this? Or how do I do this? Or how do I learn that? Well, you got two people right now sitting in front of you. You know what I'm saying? And you can go either way. You know, I know right now it's a whole lot of, you know, feminine power and feminine energy and matriarchy shit going on. So, hey, roll with Miss Byrd and say you ain't fucking with Jimmy then. That's that. You know what I'm saying? But you got your options there, goddamn it. So you can go, you can take this however you want to go and get your ball rolling and plug yourself into some powerful folks that's moving and shaking on the ground, not necessarily online and on the camera all the time. And you know, it's different ways to approach it. You know what I'm saying? Some folks online, some folks offline, some folks mix it up. You know what I'm saying? But these are two folks that's out of the trenches. They definitely get busy, and definitely they're credible. Listen to what they're telling you. Take the opportunity serious. I'm stealing this video. I'm letting you know that right now, knowledge. This is what I goes. Yeah, I'm stealing this.
Steal it.
This right up on my
steal this. Yeah.
And then you know, y'all.
Yeah, man, and yo, man, thank you for coming on. And like, you already know, man, what you did for my family, bro. Forever, bro.
Yeah, yeah. You know? Hey, listen.
Like,
you know what's funny?
Engraved.
Wait, but you know what's crazy is we was just talking about your mom today in the supermarket, because them care packages of the mango straight from oh my goodness. We was just in the supermarket. I made a smoothie and we went to the supermarket. We had to settle for mango juice instead of mangoes because whatever, you know. I was like, man, shit, you know, them Haitian, them Haitian mangoes would have been on time right now.
Yo, you know what was crazy? When she said, they used to ask her, like, are these perishables? Like, no, don't worry about it.
Right. She was super gangster with that shit, because when she even told me she was about to do it, I was like, no, you can't. Yeah. She was like, I didn't ask you that. I just said, do the children eat the mangoes? That's all I asked you, okay?
Yeah, man.
They started coming and didn't stop, you know what I'm saying, as long as they was in season. So we definitely keeping her alive in spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? We was talking about her today in the supermarket. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I'm gonna let y'all get back to it, go into y'all shit, you know what I'm saying? And then you know, I'll plug in with knowledge so y'all could come on my side and go in too.
Cool, no doubt, man.
Man, this was dope. Thanks, knowledge. Thanks, Inky.
Yeah. Miss Byrd, get my new number for one of them. They both got it.
No doubt.
Yep.
Yo, you showed out, Mr. Knowledge.
All right. I was like, wow.
You know, like, that's important. You see what I'm saying? It's important. You know, if we're dealing with each other on any kind of level, you got to know you're dealing with people who go beyond lip service. You know, our old folks used to tell us action speaks louder than words. You know, what you say and what you do, they have to be congruent with one another. But demonstrated evidence comes from what you're saying and what you're doing being congruent with one another. You see what I'm saying? So if you said it and we saw it, okay, it was good. You understand what I'm saying? So in the inverse, if you said it and didn't do it, it's still good. It's just not good for you. It's good for us that we saw that if you say you're going to do something and you don't do it, that's good for us. That's not good for you. You understand what I'm saying? So, okay. So, you know, putting these things together, and when a reference is made, you know, I got to check reference. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, yeah, boom. All right, let's go. You see what I'm saying? So that was a surprise to let you know, like, okay, like, it ain't like, oh, yeah, you know, Dr. Inky, he's my friend. You understand what I'm saying? You're like, yeah, he's my friend, you know, and he ain't never met you. He don't know nothing about you or nothing. You understand what I'm saying? You know, you get people, they'll do that. They'll drop names and all kind of stuff and all that. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, boom. Y'all showed up early. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know about on time. Y'all created a new normal over here. It's going to be hard pressed for people to come after y'all. You understand what I'm saying? To create a new normal of you know, not being on white folk time, because that's the people who be late all the time. African people will be on time.
It's a new legacy. It's a new legacy normal to show up on time.
Right. Something in my spirit was like, click and see if they in right now. I ain't checked my phone or nothing. Boom. I said, oh, okay. All right. Busy. So I appreciate both of y'all for coming. This won't be the last time, so y'all might just get used to me. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, we can start filtering in, you know, team members so people can start sharing their successes. You know, they have a platform and a voice to where they could come through, you know, as long as they meet our qualifications. I'm sure y'all know what those are. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you know, so as long as they qualify, you understand that they could come on here and share their experiences, because, you know, regular people need to know regular people, and that regular people are having successes. My brother doing insurance right here. Bang. He was watching the whole time. You understand what I'm saying? He doing insurance. He does that. You understand what I'm saying? So like, boom. So people are, paying attention. They're looking and seeing everything that's going on. So these are opportunities that are there that continue to create. So, definitely, y'all welcome y'all back. Bring some more teammates up. I want to know who's working with what and how, things are going for them. You see what I'm saying? Because y'all got a range. You got people that start, I just, got started, blah, blah, blah. And then you got the I've been around forever type situation. So you can see, engage. So final thoughts, shout outs, acknowledgments, how people can reach you. I know y'all said it earlier, but you got a repetition leads to mastery. So you got to tell people more than one time.
Cool. Ms. Byrd?
So my closing remarks, I'm still like, wow, because I was like, wait a minute, why, where is knowledge? What are we? Is this how it's supposed to go? So I'm saying to you humbly, thank you so much. That was a beautiful surprise, and even much more the invite to be on the show. This was dope. It was amazing. I'm glad that through association with Jimmy, I had the opportunity to meet you and to be on the platform. It was an honor. And I just want to remind people I'm the Harriet Tubman of financial services. And I got that thing loaded. Let's go. Lady Legacy in the building, LaToya Tubman, all of that. You don't need to find me, find Jimmy. That's my shooter. That's who I work for and work with. Okay?
We work with. So me, just shoot me a text, 754-200-1649, 754-200-1649, and I will get back to you. Just shoot me the text. And Knowledge, man, again, thank you for having us. And bro, thank you for that surprise. Cause that, like, it's funny when you say somebody's coming out, I was like, because in my head, I'm thinking, like, he didn't even tell me he was gonna have somebody on. I'm like, who's he gonna have? I'm like, okay, but all right, let's go. And then
I knew who it was gonna be. It could only be one other person because you drop and who Knowledge is, and I was just like, nah, really? Aw, okay. That was very thoughtful of Knowledge to do that.
That was dope, man. And but yeah, that's me. 754-200-1649. Jimmy and Knowledge, man. Thank you, man. Dope. This was awesome. This was very awesome, man. I'm keeping myself composed right now, so this is awesome.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. We're gonna wrap. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. I got another show in like 9 minutes.
Oh, shoot.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, peace to you, brother.
Peace. Thank you.
All right.
I guess we got to do this now. They be doing this shit nowadays. But yeah, give thanks. Give thanks.
Nonverbal. Peace and blessings. Thank you.
All right. Peace.